Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another session to celebrate the centenary of Satyajit Ray by Kahani Kancheti. As you all know, we have been celebrating the centenary of Satyajit Ray for this is the 7th episode. We have been picking up on a female character from one of his films and discussing them with another lady. We have so far discussed Mrinmoyi, Bimola, Shorbojaya, Aditi Sengupta from Nayok, and the last session we discussed Aruti Mojumdar, which evoked a lot of interaction on our chat box, understandable, on women's empowerment primarily, and whether the male ego still exists. And today we will be discussing the character of Jhuria from the telefilm that Ray had made, Sadgati. And the next two sessions, the next Sunday, we'll be discussing Durga from Pather Panchali. And then finally, we will close this episode of the celebration of the Ray centenary by discussing Charulata. So, and then we will move on to some other kinds of programs on Satyajit Ray. But today, it is Jhuria. And to discuss Jhuria with us today, and I must thank our audience, as I call it, the Kahani Kancheti audience. You all are regularly turning up in good numbers, and please do that and get your friends and all to join in. Today, we have with us a very old friend, Nirupama Verma from Delhi. And this is Nirupama, and welcome, Nirupama. Can we see you? Yes, and there you are. Hello. And let me first introduce, okay, there you are. Now, let me first introduce Nirupama to you. It's a pretty long introduction, but I'd like to go through it because that will show you the multi-talented Nirupama, which is what I really want to tell you about. Well, Nirupama has been extremely active in the Delhi theatre since 1970s. And by the way, the last time we had a discussion on the magic of Mandi House, Nirupama actually said that she was there when the first time Habib Tanveer had staged Charan Das Chor in Delhi. Am I right, Nirupama? That was Charan Das Chor that you attended. That was the debut show. That's right. So you're history. You're actually history. And incidentally, right. And incidentally, you have been a part of the NSD Repertory Company since 1980s, and you have worked with the stalwarts of the Indian stage. You have worked with Sheila Bhatia, Habib Tanveer, Amal Alana, Faisal Al-Qazi, whose book we discussed the other day, B.M. Shah, and many more senior and young directors. And you have been the secretary of this group called Tamasha. It's a very wonderful name for a theatre group, Nirupama, Tamasha. And you have been doing that since 1981, which is now a deemed NGO. And you have been an integral and a constant part of the endeavors of Tamasha. You have also directed a number of productions and children's play, apart from acting professionally with a number of prominent theatre directors and groups. You have acted in some mainstream Hindi films, and one of them is Silsila. And then it has been the Tum Lotao, Love Aajkal, and the hilarious Band Baja Barat. And she has also acted in a number of television serials. And this is where I had my first introduction to Nirupama. She has actually acted and started her career in TV serials by acting in Hum Log. So more reasons for you to look at you as a part of history, which is still thriving. Hum Log is something that I think all the audience over here, we grew up with Hum Log. And you have also done Hamrahi and various other television commercials, and you have taken acting classes both for children and adults. So a total theatre person. And you have also acted in a number of feature films. The Sky is Pink, I think that's Sonali Bose's film. I think it is awaiting release. Am I right, Nirupama?
No, it has released.
Sky is Pink.
It has released. It has released.
Sky is, that's what. Sky in Pink has been released, and Saad Ki Aankh by Tushar Hirnandani. And by the way, I keep finding Nirupama popping up in a lot of TV commercials. Suddenly I see, oh, hello, I think I know her. And
the latest film is Sardar Ka Grandson, which has just got released on Netflix. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, lovely, lovely. So there you are. So that's Nirupama for you. And we are discussing Sadgati. Now, before we take on and discuss Jhuriya actually, Nirupama, while we are discussing all the female characters in Ray's films, there is something particular about the character of Jhuriya as far as Sadgati is concerned and Ray characters are concerned. The screen presence of Jhuriya, as in Sadgati, I think has been almost minimal. It has been a very, I would say, a male-dominated. Don't you think so? That Jhuriya's presence has been somewhat limited.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
She's actually the one affected by whatever is happening. Her character is getting affected by whatever is happening. Yeah.
That's right. मतलब कहानी चलती जा रही है, पर अंक में ये झूरिया की ही कहानी है. If you look at it that way, right? The others are players who are coming and playing their role. Now, I must start by sharing something with you, which I picked up recently in an interview that Andrew Robinson and some reviews that he had written about Ray. He had asked that, did in most of Ray's films, did he lack the element of anger and commitment? The other contemporary filmmakers in Bengal like Mrinal Sen and Ritik Ghatak, there was always an element of anger and commitment and some firebrandish thing that's happening, which was not so in Ray's film. So what Andrew Robinson has basically asked is that in Sadgati, did he deliver that anger? Did he deliver that commitment? Well, the answer is, if he did, कोई commitment क्या था? Andrew Robinson का कहना है, it has been to the extent of, moral cause. He had committed to a moral cause, but not to any other anger. That's number one. But I must also share something with our audience over here, that Satyajit Ray was once asked to make a film on the emergency, which was 75 to 77, as we all know, and he promptly declined. And he, in fact, used the word that I'm not a very good propagandist. So, mere se nahi hoga. The idea was dropped. But he actually wanted to make a film on child labor. And the whole idea of the child labor film was that he was going to shoot child labor after child labor, child labor after child labor, without any commentary. Without any commentary, it was going to be all visuals. But he applied to Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, whatever, or Social Justice or whatever it was, for a sanction to make this film on child labor. And the sanction was declined. The permission was declined. He didn't get a permission. What was the cause? The cause was, they said, हमारे यहाँ तो देश में child labor है ही नहीं. आप क्या film बनाओगे? We don't have child labor है ही नहीं. That is exactly the answer that was given.
Yes.
And then, when this thing came up about the first telefilm, Sadgati, as we know, was the first telefilm made in India, and they obviously went to Satyajit Ray. Wisdom prevailed. He chose Sadgati basically for three reasons. One was that it had cinematic value. The story had cinematic value. The second was it had a gripping narrative. It had certainly a very gripping narrative. And third was a question of, suffering of poor people. So these are the three elements. And though the story was set up in Banaras, he shot this in Raipur, which had a kind of a similar background. Now, before we talk about the film and Jhuriya more, Nirupama, tell us something about Prem Chand himself. Now, this is a 1931 story. इसका मतलब 100 साल बीत गए हैं. आज हम 1921 पे हैं, 2021 पर है. 1931 की कहानी है, तो करीबन 100 साल 90 साल तो बीत ही गए हैं, और फिल्म का भी 40 साल बीत गया है. तो आप हमें जरा ये tell us the world of Premchand, as it stood then.
Premchand uncannily wrote the truth of the times he was living in, and as he observed the situation around him. And he had a deep insight into the lives of the underdog, the underprivileged, and also the deeply ingrained caste system in our society. And he did not try to, circumvent any such situation where he would, talk about caste. दबे लफ्जों में नहीं करते थे बात. मतलब he would say as it was. So lots of his stories, as we are talking about Jhuria, which is about lower caste, scheduled caste member of the society. So some of the when I was going through this, because of this session, I just reread some of Premchand's stories. So I read Kafan again. I read Eidgah again. I read Godan again. And all of them dealt with this section of the society. In Kafan, the situation was such that the lady Budhya, she dies of child because she's giving birth to a child and she dies. The child dies along with her. And she's left to rot by her own husband and the father-in-law. She's left to rot. So the thing was that even in the society of the lower sections of our caste system, the woman was again the worst sufferer. The woman was the worst sufferer. So, अगर कहानी कफन में सिर्फ उसकी तो लाश है, but that लाश tells a whole story about how a woman is treated in those sections of society too. Then Eidgah mein Dadi's character, which is a character which has kind of stood the test of time with hard work, with a lot of resilience to bring up her only grandchild because her own children are dead. That is another story. Again, the woman is very powerful over there. That is from another minority section of the society, the Muslims. And then you have Godan. In Godan, you have Dhania, who interestingly is very vocal. She is more vocal than her own husband, and she talks about how they are being ill-treated, how they are, suffering because of the, the powers that are there, the zamindar and the, all those people. So these were the three interesting things in this thing. But ironically, as you say, it's been 19 years when when Sadgati was written. I think the situation hasn't really changed in India even today, 90 years hence. We are very much where we were. But yes, some things have changed. For example,
we are very much where we were.
Yeah, we are very much where we were, except for that the information is now seeping into all sections of society, and people are getting more aware. Both sides of the society are getting aware. The ones who are powerful are scared that their power is being threatened. And these the people who want to have a representation in the society are now getting more vocal about it and are asking for their rights more vocally. But the things haven't yet changed. I think we're in that period of transition. So Premchand is very relevant, but unfortunately he's not being read today. He should be read today. I don't think the children of today are reading Premchand like we read when we were in school. They were part of our textbook stories. I don't know whether they still are or not. So that is where we need to tell these stories to our generation today.
Yeah, you're very correct, Nirupama, because my own initiation into Premchand was because for a reasonable part of my school life, I studied in Lucknow, and so Hindi. And incidentally, even when I shifted to Kolkata, I continued with Hindi as my second subject. So, but that was my personal initiation or association with Premchand. However, there is not much of translation of Premchand in Bengali, by the way. I must tell you this. So, whatever Premchand that a lot of Bengalis are reading it from the English translations. But then, as you said, Premchand is sort of kahin piche, kahin bhatakte piche chale gaye hain. But take all his stories and Sadgati, that is where we are coming particularly, where we have said that Jhuria is it is actually the story of the woman here is Jhuria, though the others are playing their role. the important thing is that there are too many layers. Don't you think that there are too many layers in Sadgati of social issues? Now, I know you wouldn't like to call yourself a social activist, but Nirupama, I know you're extremely socially aware of the world around you. On what is
I don't want to be called a
terms of-
social activist, but I am socially conscious and I like to be aware of the reality. Yes.
Right. So, if you look at the layers, and it's the caste system that is there, one of the layers. Then there is this question of child marriage. That is another question that is happening. There is, of course, this question of poverty. Throughout the whole film, it is the story of it's an element of poverty, and again, you and I probably don't think, and maybe we agree on this point, that as you said rightly, that there hasn't been much of a change in the society. People are still, conscious about the caste factors. And worst, what has also happened is that today the Indian political scenario, cutting across party lines, your vote bank is based on caste.
Yes.
Your entire politics or democracy runs on the buckets of caste. So there is so where have we gone? Where is the democracy? Where is the independent vote? It's not there. But let's come back to the film. That's of course something we will cover. Let's come back to the film, and I think, can we do one thing? Can we share a clip, Nirupama, to start with? Is the beginning of the film, where we are now talking in terms of the Chamar. That's what. And by the way, even today, Chamar and Bhangi are used by the upper caste as abuses. You want to,
yes, and they are unparliamentary words. They are unparliamentary words
like that, which is very.
They are not supposed to be used any longer.
This first clip.
These words are not supposed to be used any longer. They are supposed to be omitted in your everyday conversation. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So let's take a look at this and see where this whole thing goes. So we'll have a quick clip from one of the early shots in the film, and we have a few clips to carry through today. This is one of in the beginning we have this. So we will just go backstage while that one the film comes up. Maybe we can see it in a larger screen. Meanwhile, Mala Mukherjee, Suchitra Gupta, Urmimala Chaudhary, thank you for joining in. Indrani Sen, so happy that you'll have come. Okay, here is the film.
अभी बुखार से उठे हो ना? कल चले जाना?
मुझे तो बहुत पहले चले जाना चाहिए था। इसी बुखार के मारे नहीं गया। तू फिक्र मत कर, मैं ठीक हूँ। धनिया, इधर आओ। आज कौन आने वाला है? जानते हो? कौन?
पंडित जी।
हाँ। काहे के लिए? ये तो बता। हाँ? अच्छा जाके महुए के पत्ते ले आ। हाँ? पत्तल बनेगी, आसनी बनेगी। खूब सारे लाना। जा। और सुन, पत्ते लाने के बाद घर पर ही रहना। पंडित जी अगर तुम्हें मिलना चाहें तो। हाँ?
खाकर नहीं जाओगे? सुबह से एक दाना नहीं गया मुंह में।
आकर खाऊंगा, नहीं तो पंडित जी निकल जाएंगे।
फिर जो कहीं चक्कर आ गया रास्ते में।
यहाँ की सब तैयारी ठीक करके रखना।
Well, that's our first initiation into Sadgati.
Yes.
And it's absolutely heartbreaking. The child doesn't even know what marriage is. But she knows. It is all this is happening. The Panditji is coming. Shadi, it is something like going for a picnic. Almost to that innocence level.
Yes. But she
then
has
there
been,
is this
but she
mother
has
who
been,
has
yeah. She has been
yeah, go on.
conditioned. She has been conditioned to accept that this is the right thing for her.
Right. This is the right thing for her. She has been conditioned. And do the modern day Jhuriyas, the character of Jhuria that we saw, I mean, she's also subscribed to this whole thing.
Yes.
To her daughter getting married, who is probably nowhere near the age of getting married. And 1931, I don't know whether the Sarda Act had been passed, because I think that came up a little later, which fixed this age about the woman getting married. But then that's neither here nor there. The fact remains that the Jhuriyas are still around who have no voice in this matter. If the household or the मर्द decide कि वो लड़की का शादी कहीं भी करवा देगी, किसी भी तरह करवा देंगे, तो उसमें आज भी झुरिया का कोई आवाज तो शायद नहीं है ना, निरुपमा? Do the Jhuriyas today have a voice? They don't.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Exactly. So then that's a question. Where have we come in 90 years? 90 साल में कहाँ आए हम?
बिल्कुल हम वहीं पर हैं जहां थे, हम वहीं पर हैं जहां थे. थोड़ी बहुत आवाजें उठ रही हैं, but they are not yet, they haven't reached the stage of a crescendo.
Exactly. This is exactly
Yes.
what Indrani Sen is saying. She's saying the Indian population belong to the Dalit communities, and barring a few exceptions, their conditions have hardly changed. And
Yes.
Sheila says that it was societal pressure that created this whole thing about the peer pressure, societal pressure, and whatever. And
also I think in the case of Dukhi and Jhuria, their daughter's protection came with marriage, probably. That if she's married off, she will remain protected. That is what is their logic also for having her get married.
Exactly. Now, let me take you to another aspect. Let's keep going with the story.
Yes.
The next aspect I'm coming to is that जिसके लिए the main dominant character in this film, Jhuria तो हम जैसे कि बात कर रहे थे कि she is less on the screen, but she plays the most critical, pivotal role, because this is ultimately her story and what she's left to. दुखी चमार तो है, पर अब जिसके ऊपर ये पूरा कहानी बेस कर रहा है, वो जो पंडित, द पंडित घासीराम, ठीक है. Now घासीराम पंडित का जो है, look what the pandit is, and very honestly, and I'm going to ask this not to Nirupama, but I'm sure I'm going to ask this to all our friends who are watching this program, कि ये ब्राह्मण की चला गया ना, ये ब्राह्मण आज भी है. Let's take a look at that clip. Nirupama, let's take a look at that clip where he is talking to a judge man and giving him words of...
And in this clip, Premchand is talking about patriarchy exactly. And male domination in a marriage.
In a male domination in a marriage. So
and the patriarchy, the patriarchal societies, the patriarchal situation in our lives, that beta chahiye, shaadi honi chahiye, एक आदमी की 4 बार भी हो सकती है. So this clip is very important.
This clip is very important. हम लोग एक clip देखते हैं 1 मिनट में.
जैसा कि गीता में भगवान श्री कृष्ण कहते हैं, वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृणानि नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णान्य अन्यानि संन्याति नवानि देहि. अर्थात जिस प्रकार आदमी पुराने कपड़ों को छोड़कर नए कपड़े धारण कर लेता है, उसी प्रकार आत्मा जर्जर शरीर को छोड़कर नया शरीर धारण कर लेती है. इसलिए बच्चा, तुझे समझना चाहिए कि तेरी घरवाली भले शरीर से मर भी गई हो, उसकी आत्मा जीवित है.
आप धन्य है महाराज, बड़ी शांति मिली इस विचार से.
फिर काहे को अपना जी दुखाते हो? फिर ब्याह कर लो. अभी तुम जवान हो. शास्त्रों में ऐसा कहीं नहीं लिखा कि तुम दूसरा विवाह नहीं कर सकते. अब मुझको ही देखो, यह मेरी तीसरी पत्नी है. पहली पत्नी विवाह के 7 महीने अंदर परलोक सिधारी. साल भर बाद मैंने फिर ब्याह कर लिया. 3 साल बीतते बीतते मेरी दूसरी पत्नी नहीं रही. सांप ने काटा, करे था, टखने पर काटा 2 घंटे में चली गई। दो बरस बाद मैंने फिर ब्याह कर लिया। तुम्हारे अपने सगे बिछड़ने से जीवन नहीं रुकता, वो तो चलता ही रहता है। लकड़ी चीर डाली?
कुल्हाड़ी कहाँ है महाराज?
वो गोदाम में होगी। हमारा तो धर्म है कि हम विवाह करें और संतान उत्पन्न करें। पहली पत्नी से तुम्हें कोई लड़का नहीं है।
नहीं महाराज।
इसलिए जरूरी है कि तुम फिर ब्याह करो और
All right. Do we, has there been any change? Number one. Number two, we are talking about Jhuria. We are talking about Chamar Dukhi's wife, Jhuria. But tell me something. The 3 wives that Pandit Ghasiram has had in his life, on the only issue of, procreation, childbearing, etc. Aren't these women also Jhurias of sorts? वो भी तो झुरिया ही हैं।
हाँ,
मतलब
और अगर ये रीमैरिज, यस, और अगर रीमैरिज की बात करें तो it would happen also in the case of Jhuria. Had she died, Dukhi would have got married again, so वहां पर भी यही social structure चल रहा है so far as a son is concerned and procreation is concerned, and a man, whether he is from any caste, has the license to marry as many times as he wishes to. A widow would not be allowed to. A widow would not be allowed to. Widow remarriage is a big question. A male remarriage is not a question at all. A male remarriage is not a question, and nobody will say a word about it. It's understood that वो तो होना ही है. It's acceptable.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
the fact is that here this man is the Brahmin, he's the Pandit, he's the mentor, he's the advisor, and he's the holiest of the holy. That's what
Yeah.
he is, right? He's in this situation. Frankly speaking, even at a personal level, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers who are watching this with us, and I would like them to comment on this, please, on this issue of Pandit Ghasiram. Brilliantly played by Dr. Mohan Agashe.
Yes.
The fact is that they are still all over the place, Nirupama. They are still all over the place. They are वो ठंग ठंग करने के लिए तो ये तो चारों तरफ घूम रहे हैं. And by the way, they are giving the same advice that was given 90 years ago. So
Today,
at the end of the day, we have absolutely static situation as to what we were. But perhaps
Absolutely.
there has been one little change, and this is all. And this is all affecting Jhuria's story. At the end of the day, this is all affecting the character of Jhuria, because though she is not here in the picture, किंतु ultimately इसका जो असर पड़ेगा आगे जैसे हम देखने जाएंगे, तो फिर यही वाला केस आएगा. Now let us come to a situation where this Brahmin has actually asked our friend to go and chop the wood. उसको कुल्हाड़ी दे दिया ना, बोला कि उधर कुल्हाड़ी है, आप जाके कुल्हाड़ी. Now, while Dukhia is chopping, he doesn't really know how to chop, because as he says that he's a grass cutter. He's a grass cutter. वो घास काटने जानता है, उसको लकड़ी काटने का कोई वो नहीं है. But he's still trying to do it. Now we have a very interesting situation in the film where there is this local hero, or whatever we call him, who comes and actually talks to him, and he says, why exactly are you doing this? Now that's a very interesting exchange of words between this man who is a kind of a self-declared, what shall I say, protector, leader, whatever you call it. So we'll take a quick look at this, and then we will go on further from here. Just give me a minute. Another clip comes up now. That is.
लकड़ी काटना जानते हो?
भैया, काटता तो हूं मैं घास। अब ये लकड़ी काटना मैं क्या जानूं?
तो फिर क्यों बेकार हलाकान होते हो?
महाराज का हुक्म है भैया, उनको घर ले जाना है, बिटिया की सगाई का दिन विचार देंगे।
इसीलिए उन्होंने तुमको ये लकड़ी पकड़ा दी है चीरने के लिए?
मैं तो चीर भी देता, अगर पेट में कुछ चारा पड़ा होता तो। सवेरे बखत ही नहीं मिला खाने का।
तो क्या वो तुम्हें खाना भी नहीं दे सकते? भले पैसे न दें, कहो ना उनसे।
घर चले चले यही क्या कम है? खाना किस मुंह से मांगूं?
तो फिर चलाओ कुल्हाड़ी, चलाओ कुल्हाड़ी।
एक बीड़ी मिल जाती तो दम आ जाता। ऐसी बात नहीं है कि मेरे हाथों में जोर नहीं।
बीड़ी नहीं है तुम्हारे पास?
नहीं।
तो फिर मेरे साथ चलो।
कहाँ?
चलो ना, रखो कुल्हाड़ी।
Compulsion? Would you call it compulsion?
It is over here you see two facets of the same class of society. One is that there are certain voices which are, being raised. Even at that time they were being raised, and today also they are being raised. But most of them have become so conditioned to the kind of existence they have for centuries. I think more than 4,000 centuries. 4,000 years ago, not centuries, 4,000 years ago, I think that caste system got, induced into our system of society. That उनको ये समझ ही नहीं आता कि इससे कैसे निकलना है ना? And they are very scared to come out of it. So they will accept and they will keep on doing the same thing again and again, and they are very scared to take a step forward. Even after, I think now the situation I see is that in today's context, that some of these people have become very, very vocal. Why? Because A, they have got some education, which is actually, people don't like reservations in our system, but I think reservations have helped to do that. That some of them got educated, some of them got empowered, some of them got into the services, into the social structure, they attained certain positions, and now they're asserting. But still, the basic majority of these people are still very fatalistic. They are going on and on the way they were. They're very scared to come out of there, because I think somewhere they feel that if they come out of their cocoon of the net, which it is not a safety net, a net which they're living within as a social identity, they will probably not be able to exist. They will not be allowed to exist. So that is why the majority is very, very scared to take a step out. That is the difference you can see between Dukhi and the Gond. The Gond is
Right.
the one who's saying, come on, do it. He's saying, nahi rehne do, kar dunga. I will do it. That's how it is. That's what this clip shows.
Yeah, very true. And mind you, all this time, while all this is happening, there is this mother and daughter who are unaware of the fact that these developments are taking place somewhere in the same village, right?
Yes.
Because if you remember, there is a scene there where at some point of time, Julia tells the daughter, "Ki jao dekho to whether your father is coming or not." So she goes to the highway and says, "Nahi, koi dikhai nahi de raha," and what have you. So that's so. Now this is the point. This is the point I'm trying to really address, is that do the women in the Indian society have no control on their lives? Is that what it is? Except the very selected urban lot, very selected the educated lot.
I would say the urban lot is also very minuscule in asserting themselves. They may have demeanor whereby they show that they are very aware and they are taking decisions. But I think within the four walls of their own homes, the story is something else. And that I would say across all stratas of society. They are not as empowered as they should be financially. Probably even if they are earning, the purse strings are held by the husband. The main decisions of how you are going to run your life is taken by the husband. They may have a demeanor outside their boundary wall of showing that they are empowered. And I think the same thing applies to Jhuria also, that ultimately she's asking him to have food and go, which is a very, very correct thing that she's asking him to do, that you're going out to work, wherever you're going to eat and go. He refuses. And she has nothing to say. She cannot assert, say, no, you will have to eat. She is not able to say that. So these little instances that where, they are all accepting the last word of the man of the house. Whether he is from the society that Dukhi comes from, or whether it is even the Panditayan.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. It's a yeah, you're right. There hasn't been much of a development, much of a movement on that. Even I agree with you. Okay, now what happens? Now this man dies. Look here, he dies, and we'll take it on from there, because this is the one positive, and maybe this is what when Andrew Robinson and I was discussing the fact that did he ever show anger? Did Ray ever show anger? I think this is where there was some element of anger that Ray had shown, was when this man dies by trying to chop the wood. So we'll take a quick look at the clip over there, and we'll discuss.
I just want to interrupt that when I was reading the story and when I was seeing the film, I realized one thing, that Satyajit Ray was very true to the story. So much so that he also used the dialogues which were written by Premchand in the film. The dialogues were not written by anybody else. They were the words which were used by Premchand in the film. So he took the story just the way it was written, and with a very cold-blooded kind of approach. He did not try to over-dramatize the thing, and a very matter of fact, very real, and very cold also, very chilling also, because it is so real, it is chilling. So there I must give the credit to Satyajit Ray that he did not try to play with the story. He made the story the way it was written. He made the film the way the story was written. Yes.
Absolute credit. I agree. Absolute credit.
Yeah.
Now let's take a look at that clip, where he passes away, and we'll take a look at that.
सुनती हो? जी सुनती हो? गजब हो गया।
क्या हुआ?
दुखिया मर गया।
कौन दुखिया?
अरे वो चमार।
चमार मर गया? लेकिन वो तो लकड़ी चीर रहा था।
चीरते चीरते ही तो मर गया।
सो तो नहीं ना गया?
मैं क्या जिंदा मुर्दा नहीं समझता?
तो तुम क्यों घबरा रहे हो जी? चमार बस्ती में खबर कर दो, क्या कर अपना मुर्दा उठा ले जाए।
हाँ, बात ऐसी है कि मेरा मतलब यह है कि
क्या आए बाएं बक रहे हो जी? लकड़ी चीर रहा था, मर गया। बीमार रहा होगा। कुछ लोग नींद में नहीं मरते। फिर तुम क्या जानते थे कि वो मर जाएगा?
नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं।
तो फिर जाओ, उन्हें कहला दो।
वामन देवता, साधु महात्मा,
क्या हुआ? मर गया। कौन? दुखी चमार। चमार मर गया?
लकड़ी चीरते चीरते ही मर गया। इन्हीं बामन देवता ने जोर जबरदस्ती उससे काम कराया है, इसीलिए जिम्मेदारी उन्हीं की है। मैं जानता हूं, मैंने सब कुछ अपनी आंखों से देखा है। वो यहां आएंगे, तुम लोगों से मुर्दा उठाने के लिए कहेंगे, लेकिन उनकी एक भी मत सुनना। लाश को छूना भर मत, नहीं तो पुलिस पकड़ के ले जाएगी। ये पुलिस का मामला है, क्योंकि इन्हीं बामन देवता ने ये सब किया है।
एक बात सुनो भैया, अभी थोड़ी देर पहले मेरे घर के सामने दुखी मर गया। मैं उसके साथ उसके घर आने वाला था, वो अचानक मर गया। बात ऐसी है कि लाश कब तक पड़ेगी वहां?
मैं जानती थी, वो मेरे हाथ में से भाग गई। मैं जानती थी ड्राइवर
There you are. At least there is a voice of anger for the first time. There is a voice of anger, there is a voice of protest. And maybe, do you think, Nirupama, this voice of, and again, Jhuria is not in the picture. I mean, nobody has actually so far informed Jhuria that,
Yes.
Dukhi has passed away or Dukhi has died. She gets to know of it almost by accident because this was being discussed, I think, possibly in front of her heart.
Yeah.
Is it
Yes.
negligence or is it no respect for the wife?
No, I think that is just incidental, that she has not got
Right.
to know about it. But what was important over here was that there is a voice of dissent, a voice of protest. And when the Pandit comes and orders them to pick the dead body, nobody moves. That is where the defiance is. And how the Pandit scuttles back home, because he is also scared. He is scared because these are the people he is now scared of, because they are more, he's the only one and he's guilty. And he runs back home because he cannot face them. He cannot face them. So that is the kind of situation where we come again to today's context, that why everybody is so keen to scuttle the voices which are being raised and which are talking about empowerment and which are talking about their own representation in the power structure, because the power of the powerful will get impacted and will get diminished. So this is where you can see the situation over there, that उस जमाने में भी लोग थोड़ा बोलते थे, but they were crushed. Their voices were crushed for the simple reason that the power-centric upper castes would not tolerate their power to get diminished. That is what this clip shows. And it is as relevant today as it was then. So the things have really not changed. The people who are wanting to talk about their situation, their situation in life, that they want to also rise, they want to also attain some kind of a better life for themselves and their families is not possible. Where Jhuria is concerned, Jhuria, when she hears this, is obviously she's devastated. Why? Because now she will also be more vulnerable. She has lost whatever little she had as a woman of her existence, of her living, of her life, that she had a family, today she has lost it all. And today she will be like a person who will take over, who will be taken over by the vultures of the society, and she will be further subjugated, she will be further harassed, and she's nowhere to go. So that is what the tragedy of Jhuria's of that world is, and it still is. And how you see it is that the Pandit can get married again, the Pandit will remarry, even Dukhi could have got married had Jhuria died, like Budhia died in Kafar, but Jhuria has nothing left for her now.
Yes, as a matter of fact, if you look at it this way, Nirupama, the moment that Jhuria enters and in that state of shock, she realizes that Bhikkhu is dead, that is where actually the whole story actually starts. The story of Jhuria.
It will begin there. Yeah, that is the starting point. There. Yes.
And you rightly put it, because now she is open to the vultures. She and her daughter both, they are all open to the public at large, and most likely, and left it actually more to the upper caste, because though of course in this case there is no there is no going to be any demarcation between. But now there is one. We are doing excellent timing today so far, despite the fact that we have had lots of clips. But then I now want to bring in one clip where there is one voice of Jhuria that actually happened. That's the only anger. One anger was this man who was telling them, don't pick up the body, it's a police case. The other is, of course, when Jhuria gets to actually scream out, the anger and the anguish. Maybe that is what is the second element of anger. So we'll take a look at that clip. And this is what it is. Jhuria's protest. Yeah.
सुनते हो खोलो आंखें खोलो। हे भगवान, ये किसका शराब लगा मुझे। 2 दिन बाद बिटिया का ब्याह, मैंने पंडित जी को बुला लो, कौन जानता था फिर पलटेंगे नहीं। कितने कटकलेजे हो गए तुम। सोचा भी नहीं हमारे ऊपर क्या बीतेगी। महाराज, आपने उससे लकड़ी चिरवाई महाराज, उससे कड़ी मेहनत करवाई, जबकि वो अभी बुखार से उठा था। उसके पेट में खाना नहीं था, बदन में ताकत नहीं थी। आपका क्या बिगाड़ा था महाराज, क्या बिगाड़ा था जो आप इतने निर्दयी हो गए।
Well, the upper caste is hiding.
Yes.
The upper caste for the first time, the upper caste is hiding, and the upper caste's wife, who is also another Jhuria of sorts, because she also has no voice. She's she's closing the door, and this man inside doesn't even know what he's going to do. And this is the time that the anger, the anguish, the protest, I think, has been very relevant in this particular. And she asks a very simple question. You made him do hard work all because he came to invite you to our house, and you couldn't even give him something to eat. That's basically what this whole thing. Though I know this Sadgati, or the deliverance, as it has been titled in English, has more got to do with the Brahmin the upper caste Brahmin dragging the chamar, Dukhi Chamar in the end, which we'll come to as the last piece in this our discussion today. But Nirupama, to me, Jhuria actually is where I think in the whole film, the key, the Sadgati actually becomes here. The deliverance actually happens with Jhuria, picking up the courage to actually question this man. I think that is what I think Andrew Robinson had said, that this is probably the commitment, this is the anger.
And this is where the real story of Jhuria will now begin. The struggle of her life. Probably Jhuria was also married off at a very tender age, like when she must have been the age of her daughter, to Dukhi.
Right.
I'm sure, that's why they are getting the daughter married. And today is the time when she's left alone in this wide world, world full of vultures and bad people and people who are going to exploit her. So now today, when she musters the courage to shout out and to speak, so that shows that Jhuria will fight. Jhuria of today will fight. It will try to fight. Whether that fight takes her or culminates to a position of strength is to be seen. Then Premchand would have to write another story probably for that. But today is where she is, it suggests that this is where Jhuria's fight for survival begins. Till now, she was surviving as the way her parents had done, her society had done, the other women in her society had done. She was going along with the tide. But today, when Dukhi has died and she shouts, that is the time when she'll have to now cope up with the life's situations and the struggles alone, herself, by herself, to survive.
Right.
So this is where Jhuria's story actually begins.
This is where Jhuria's story actually begins, and this is actually the strength of our character actually comes out post Dukhi's death.
Yes.
Though you're right. How long she'll be able to carry through this in this society, that we do not know.
That is another thing, That is
another thing which we do not know. As you said rightly, maybe Premchand would have had to come back and write another story, a sequel to what happens to Jhuria hereafter.
What happens? Then the film should begin from this scene.
Yeah, exactly. From this stage, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, we have two comments here. Subhash Vashish Saab has said that you are doing wonderful, Nirupama. He says so. There you are.
Thank
Very
you.
nice, Nirupama. Subhash says. And Mala Mukherjee has got a point. Mala Mukherjee wants to add this to the. She says that things will continue to remain the same unless and until we give more and more importance to education. Yes. And that, I think you had mentioned earlier, one of the reasons why there is a slight change because of education, people are more knowledgeable. The Dalits are being more, they are more educated today. And Mala, you're right on that aspect that, can we have some more thoughts over here, please, on what you think has been the story of Jhuria. And Urmimala Chaudhary says it's a wonderful presentation. And I think in this case, it is meant for you, Nirupama. The wonderful presentation, not the story of Jhuria per se. And Indrani Sen has this to say. She says that Nirupama, very good views. But then she's asking that, do you think the conditions of Dalits have deteriorated in recent years? The National Crime Record Bureau says that from 2009 to 2019, crimes against Dalits by upper caste people went up 37%, while conviction in such cases went up by only 2.5%. It's a ridiculous situation that I think Indrani Sen has.
But I agree with her totally. And to me, the reason is very obvious, that the upper caste people are feeling threatened. They are not threatened, but they are feeling threatened. You can think for yourself that only 10% of the population is holding all the power and the resources and the money and the prestige and the position in our society, and the 90% is deprived. Now today, when the 90% may say 10% is asserting, I think only 10% must be asserting. Those upper castes are feeling threatened. That our situation, our privileges will get reduced, we'll have to share our privileges with these people also, which they're not willing to do. Hence, there is more crime. There is more. There are more rapes. There are more killings. There are more, onslaughts on them. They go and burn their, houses, their jhopris, everything. Why is it done? It is done like this to show them that तुम जहाँ पर हो वहाँ पर रहो और हम तुम लोगों को तुम्हारे हिस्से का देते रहेंगे. और वो हिस्सा क्या है? We all know. It is something which is nothing. So that is why she's right. She's right. She's right. Yes.
She's absolutely right. In fact, added to that, Moushumi Garg has a point, and this is, I think, very appropriate. When we are talking education, I think she's right. She's saying it should be the education of equality. ये नहीं कि just लिखा पढ़ा करके IT वो बना देंगे, पर education, the social equality issue that, but what is actually happening nowadays, Nirupama, is that instead of education of equality, we now have a situation which is called caste re-engineering. क्या सब social re-engineering हो रहा है उत्तर प्रदेश में ताकि वोट मिले. तो एजुकेशन ऑफ इक्वालिटी तो दूर की बात है, हम ये पॉलिटिशियंस आर डूइंग सम काइंड ऑफ री इंजीनियरिंग व्हिच आई डोंट नो व्हाट. कभी कभी ये ब्राह्मण के साथ इनको मिला देते हैं, कभी इनको उनके साथ मिला देते हैं, बट इट इज डन विद ओनली वन ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ गेटिंग द वोट्स in their kitty. That's about it. There is nothing.
But we have to accept the fact that as it is, there is a dual system of education in our society, which should never have happened. So for the elite and for the privileged, you have different schools, different kind of education, different levels of education. And for the others, they have to actually struggle to even go to the school. They have to walk miles to reach a school. The schools are not available in their vicinity, near their homes. So, I think the whole system needs to have a total overhaul before the education can reach to the last person. Until that happens, I think there's a long struggle ahead.
So and the biggest people affected by this struggle is going to be Jhuria, was Jhuria, will be Jhuriyas, and right now they are Jhuriyas. So the Jhuriyas are the one who are really going to have to struggle very hard because of
Jhuria as a child, Jhuria as an adolescent, because the moment she attains adolescence, you see how many young girls are being molested and being raped and everything. Then when she becomes older, then how, she has to struggle in case she is left alone in this world. We all know that. These are some of the stories which we all have heard, umpteen number of times. Yes.
Exactly. Before I go to the last shot of, the Panditji dragging Dukhi away, there is wish to be, frankly speaking, Moushumi says that's very well explained, what you just explained just now. She has given a comment on that. Now, the point is that, for me personally, that shot is almost like, the Bergman's last shot in Seven Seal, where they all, dance and go to heaven. To me, it seemed just something close to that. Sheila Sanyal has a view over here. She says that today we have Dalit leaders, but are they really doing anything for the upliftment of the Dalits, or they are all looking for votes? I think that is what she means. That are the Dalit leaders really doing anything for the Dalits? That is
we all know that the votes are a very important aspect of their presence and their reality. Till they get the votes, they will not be in a position of any dialogue with the authorities. जब तक वोट नहीं मिलेगा तो आएंगे कैसे आगे? Then they will be again pushed back. So the whole thing, of course, the votes are important for these Dalit leaders also. But then they are so much pushed against the wall. There's so much of narrative against them. There are so many, if suppose, for example, sorry, I'm bringing this up, if Mayawati buys a purse and she carries a purse, people start ridiculing her. Why? Why can't she carry a purse? Why can't she carry a purse? Why can't she carry a handbag? So, these are if she wears something, a golden necklace in her neck, people will start ridiculing her. So, this is what happens. So they are pushed so much. They have so much to fight against, so much to to have their presence felt and have their power within their hands to accomplish anything. So, you know, this is also a part of struggle. This is also a part of struggle, political struggle. That is the whole thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
Yeah.
So, one last thing. This is a kind of you can call it a fun question. Or it's not funny, but I just thought because in some of our previous cases, you know, we had put up this question in the end कि अगर ये actress की जगह और कौन who else would have done justice to this role? We have played the little game in our show. So can I ask over here, and please be ready with your answers, who else could have played Jhuria if it was not Smita Patil? Who else could have played Jhuria? Do you have anybody in mind that you think should have been that, you know, in case Smita Patil was not there, तो कौन Jhuria की role कर सकती थी? क्योंकि it was too powerful a piece of Shabana Azmi is one name that has come up. The other is, well, this is a very odd name, but I think it's a good suggestion, is Sheila Mazumdar. Sheila Mazumdar had acted in a number of films at some point of time. Then she totally faded out after getting married, I think. But yes, Shabana, more Shabana. This is like a poll that I'm running right now. Any more suggestions and any more, please punch in. So far, it is Shabana का वो थोड़ा ज़्यादा है कि शायद वही मेरे को भी of course वही लगता कि, but yeah, Sheila Mazumdar is a very good thought. I never really thought of Sheila Mazumdar, but ये शायद यही दो तीन ही थे. तो अब
but I think we should give full credit to Smita Patil for having done a wonderful job. Yes,
absolutely wonderful.
Yeah,
absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. There is another thought that, or for a variation, maybe Sheila suggests that Rekha sans the makeup. Rekha without the makeup. You know, that could have been, yes.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Without the makeup. Yes, of course. Yes. Yeah. But we have to visualize her without the makeup, which I think is going to be very tough, because whenever you see any picture or see her, she's all sort of padded and decked up. So now we are going to the last shot, but before, and where we will end this discussion. I thought this is the time that, first of all, since that will be the end kind of a thing. I think on behalf of all of us who have attended this show today, and I can see I keep getting my audience back, which gives me a lot of thrill and happiness. Nirupama, I think you have done a lot of homework on Premchand and the caste system, and your factor that you said that you're socially conscious about what is happening around you actually helped us to understand this thing better. And I think you made a wonderful analysis in discussing Jhuria. Jhurias of the world are around us. And the story of Jhuria actually has started since the time that Dukhi died. And that's where the whole the paradigm shift has happened. And we, on behalf of all of us and Kahani Kancheti, certainly we would like to thank you for coming to our show today as a guest. And I have one request to you, Nirupama. At some point of time, Kahani Kancheti is planning a online kind of a 3 shows theatre fest. ठीक है, सोच रहे अभी कैसे करेंगे वो बात अलग है, पर आपका एक मांटो का you have directed a play on Manto with 3 women, right? And I think that can be broken up into, you know, आज के ज़माने में जो होता है ऑनलाइन करके उसको हम रिकॉर्डेड प्रोडक्शन कर सकते हैं. तो अगर हम हमारी तरफ से
3 खामोश औरतें,
3 खामोश औरतें, वो वाला जो आपने डायरेक्ट किया था, तो अगर हम हमारा ये प्लान जो है, अगर वो प्लान को हम आई एम ट्राइंग टू सी हाउ वी कैन पुट इट टुगेदर. If we ever do that, we would like to have you do that show for us, because Teen Khamoshi Aurati, which I think is feasible to do it on the internet system.
And also, it is not a quintessentially Manto thing. Manto is supposed to be very dark and very morbid and very real. This is a comedy. So this is a comedy. So, you know, it's something very interesting that Manto had that streak of humor in him too.
Absolutely. So you must come back and do that production for us. And I think when Sheila Sanyal says that truly enjoyed the session, a very, very mature discussion. And thank you, Nirupama, very, very much. I think she's saying for all of us who have been here today. And I also need to thank, as always, all of you all for having come to our show. Number one. Number two, Hiron Mitro Stalinda for backing us up with the illustrations of all the female characters of the Ray film, and which includes today's Jhuria. And my Urmimala Chaudhary, I would like to say this for sure, that you have on your own voluntarily taken over as the publicity manager of Kahani Kancheti, because I can see whenever we have a show going, it is there in all your social media posts, and that's how probably we are getting a lot of clients. And this is what happens if you are doing something good. I suppose, friends and others keep backing you up. So Mr. Kohli K. Kiddy has thanked you. Subhash ji has this time thanked me for a good presentation. Thank you very much, Subhash ji.
Good.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And Indrani Sen has again thanked you and also thanked me. तो मेरे को भी कुछ थोड़ा सा वो जिसे हम कहते हैं बाताशा Savoni Chakraborty says this is an excellent session and thank you so much. So we will now end with the last shot, and from there we will end. And next session, next Sunday, Indrani Sen, who is here with us watching this show, will discuss Durga of Pather Panchali. That will be Bengali, and then finally we'll go to Charulata. Thank you very much, Nirupama. But before that, we must see this particular clip of this man being dragged away, the Sadgati. This is the Sadgati.
Yes. Yes.